I'm going to show you 10 ballistic gel tests. Your job? Identify which wounds came from the 9mm and which came from the 45 ACP. Can you tell the difference? Most people can't, because with modern defensive ammunition, there is essentially none. The wound channels you thought were from 45, half were 9mm. The deep penetrators you assumed were big bore? Actually, standard 9mm loads meet FBI specs. Gun stores profit from you believing bigger equals better. I spent $3,000 proving they're wrong, and I'm about to show you every test. Subscribe, because this isn't an opinion. It's replicable, measurable science that will save you money and might save your life. Over 3 months, I tested 200 rounds across 3 calibers: 9mm, 40S and W, 45 ACP, same manufacturer, same bullet technology, federal HST hollow points. Every round was fired into FBI specification 10% ballistic gelatin at body temperature, 64 degrees Fahrenheit, same distance, same chronograph verification, same barrier materials. The penetration results: 45 ACP, 230 grain HST, 14.2 inches average penetration. 40S and W, 180 grain HST, 14.5 inches average penetration. Maximum deviation between all three, 0.6 of an inch. That's less than the width of your thumb. The expansion results: 9mm expanded to 0.64 inches average diameter. 45 ACP expanded to 0.68 inches average diameter. 40S and W expanded to 0.66 inches average diameter. 0.04 of an inch separates 9mm from 45. That's thinner than 2 sheets of paper. The barrier testing. Heavy winter clothing? All 3 penetrated adequately and expanded reliably. 4 layers of denim? Identical performance. Interior drywall? No measurable difference. Automotive laminated glass? All 3 maintained FBI standard penetration. Exterior plywood? Performance remained consistent across calibers. The FBI requires ammunition to perform through barriers because defensive situations don't offer clean shots into bare gelatin. Real attacks involve heavy coats, car doors, and interior walls. After 200 rounds and $3,000, the conclusion was undeniable. With current defensive ammunition technology, caliber differences have become statistically and practically insignificant. To understand why modern testing matters, we need to examine the incident that revolutionized ammunition standards. April 11, 1986, Miami, Florida. 2 FBI agents died during a shootout despite landing solid hits on suspects. The 9mm ammunition they used failed to penetrate deeply enough through the suspect's arm to reach vital organs. The bullet stopped short. 12 inches through an angled path wasn't sufficient. The suspect continued fighting for minutes after being shot, killing 2 agents. This catastrophic failure prompted the Bureau to establish the most comprehensive ammunition testing protocols in law enforcement history. Standard 1. Penetration depth requirements. Ammunition must achieve a minimum of 12 inches, maximum 18 inches, in calibrated gelatin. This range ensures bullets reach vital structures through arms, heavy clothing, and angled trajectories while avoiding excessive overpenetration. Shallow penetration fails to reach the heart, lungs, or central nervous system reliably. Excessive penetration risks hitting bystanders behind the attacker. Standard 2. Expansion consistency. Defensive bullets must reliably expand to at least 1.5 times their original diameter. This expansion creates larger permanent wound cavities and increased temporary cavitation. But expansion timing matters critically. Opening too early reduces penetration. Insufficient expansion limits tissue damage. Standard 3. Barrier blindness. The protocols mandate testing through heavy clothing, automobile glass, wallboard, plywood, and steel. Ammunition that performs in bare gelatin but fails through barriers is inadequate for real defensive scenarios. This requirement eliminated dozens of bullet designs that looked impressive in laboratory conditions, but failed in realistic scenarios. Standard 4. Weight retention. Bullets must retain 99% or more of their original weight. Jacket separation or core fragmentation catastrophically reduces penetration depth. Premium ammunition costs more because engineering weight retention through barriers requires sophisticated bonding processes. Standard 5. Functional reliability. Perfect ballistics become irrelevant if ammunition won't feed from magazines, chamber consistently, or fire reliably. The protocols include function testing across weapon platforms. These protocols transformed ammunition development. Engineers focused on meeting specific performance thresholds rather than maximizing muzzle energy or bullet weight. The result? Modern 9mm ammunition now achieves penetration and expansion that once required larger calibers. The belief that bigger calibers provide superior stopping power isn't baseless. It originated from real problems with real solutions. But those problems no longer exist. The 45 ACP origin story. During the Philippine-American War, American soldiers armed with 38 caliber revolvers encountered Moro warriors who continued fighting after being shot multiple times. The military demanded a more effective cartridge. John Browning's solution was the 45 ACP, a large-diameter, moderate-velocity round that created substantial wound channels with full metal jacket ammunition, the only legal military option under the Hague Convention. With non-expanding bullets, the diameter directly determines wound size. 45 caliber makes a larger hole than 38 caliber. The solution worked for the era's constraints, but civilians weren't bound by Hague Convention restrictions on expanding ammunition. Once jacketed hollow points became commercially available, the calculus changed completely. The 9mm evolution. The 9mm developed a reputation as underpowered because militaries used full metal jacket loads. Military 9mm ball ammunition genuinely provided marginal wounding compared to 45 FMJ. Modern defensive 9mm bears no resemblance to military ball ammunition. Current hollow point designs achieve expansion and penetration that early designs couldn't approach. Computer modeling, advanced metallurgy, and decades of testing refined bullet geometry to maximize performance within FBI parameters. The 40S and W compromise. After Miami, the FBI briefly adopted 10mm, then settled on 40S and W as a compromise between 9mm and 45. The theory was balancing power and controllability. The problem? 40S and W produces sharp, snappy recoil that many shooters find harder to control than 9mm or even 45. The theoretical advantages proved minimal with modern bullet technology. As ammunition improved, agencies that adopted 40 began switching back to 9mm. Better officer accuracy, higher capacity, lower costs, identical terminal performance. Understanding where these beliefs originated helps explain why they persist, despite contradicting current data. The reason modern 9mm equals or exceeds traditional larger calibers comes down to sophisticated engineering most shooters never see. Jacketed hollow point evolution. Modern defensive bullets aren't simple cups. Engineers precisely calculate cavity depth, petal count, jacket thickness, core hardness, and skive depth to control expansion timing and penetration depth. The bullet must penetrate far enough before beginning expansion. Petals must open symmetrically. The core must remain bonded to the jacket. Expansion must occur through barriers, not just bare tissue. Budget hollow points may look similar, but lack the engineering refinement. Through barriers, differences become obvious. Premium ammunition maintains performance. Budget options often fail to expand or fragment prematurely. Bonded core technology. Bonded bullets chemically fuse the lead core to the copper jacket. This prevents jacket core separation when striking bone or hard barriers. Non-bonded bullets can shed jackets, losing mass and penetration. Bonded designs maintain integrity and weight retention through extreme barriers. The fluted bullet revolution. The most significant recent advancement challenges traditional hollow point concepts entirely. Fluted bullets abandon expansion altogether, using fluid dynamics instead. Precisely machined flutes and cavities channel fluid pressure outward on impact. The result? Wound cavities comparable to expanded hollow points without relying on mechanical expansion. Because they don't depend on expansion, fluted designs aren't affected by clothing barriers that can plug traditional hollow points. This technology transformed previously marginal calibers. 320 ACP with Lehigh fluted bullets achieves FBI standard penetration depths from 2-inch barrels while creating wound channels that conventional 320 designs cannot produce. Extreme defense, extreme penetrator, extreme activator. These designs effectively eliminated minimum caliber requirements for defensive effectiveness. The legal angle. Over-penetration liability. Here's an angle most discussions ignore. Excessive penetration creates legal liability that many don't consider. If your defensive round passes completely through an attacker and strikes a bystander, you face potential criminal charges and certain civil liability. The fact that you were justified in using force against the attacker doesn't protect you from the consequences of hitting others. Prosecutors have filed charges in cases where defenders used ammunition that over-penetrated and endangered others, even when the initial shooting was legally justified. Full metal jacket rounds favored by some for reliability create maximum over-penetration risk. Modern defensive hollow points that meet FBI standards provide adequate penetration while minimizing pass-through probability. All the engineering and testing mean nothing if you can't put rounds on target when your life depends on it. The shot placement imperative. FB. Research analyzing thousands of shootings determined that shot placement remains the primary factor determining rapid incapacitation regardless of caliber selection. Center mass hits with a 9mm consistently outperform peripheral hits with a 45. Hits to the central nervous system stop threats instantly, regardless of caliber. Peripheral hits often fail to stop determined attackers, even with large caliber. Documented cases show 380 ACP stopping threats with a single well-placed shot. Other cases show multiple 45 hits failing to immediately stop attackers when vital structures weren't struck. The recoil management factor. Recoil directly impacts your ability to deliver rapid, accurate follow-up shots. Lower recoil equals faster sight recovery and better accuracy under stress. This shooter delivers 5 center mass hits with a 9mm in 2.4 seconds. Same shooter with a 45 ACP requires 3.2 seconds for identical accuracy. That's a 33% speed reduction. In defensive scenarios where milliseconds matter, that difference becomes tactically significant. The economic training angle. Here's the economic reality most ignore. Training determines outcomes more than equipment, but training requires ammunition, and ammunition costs money. 9mm practice ammunition, 25 cents per round. 45 ACP practice ammunition, 45 cents per round. Shoot 1,000 rounds annually for skill maintenance. 9mm annual cost, $250. 45 annual cost, $450. That $200 difference purchases 16 boxes of premium 9mm defensive ammunition, or a quality training course, or essential gear like weapon-mounted lights. The caliber that allows more frequent practice makes you more effective. Period. Equipment that enables training multiplies skill development. The capacity consideration. Higher capacity provides more opportunities to solve the problem. 9mm pistols typically hold 15 to 17 rounds. Comparable 45 pistols hold 7 to 13. Most defensive encounters resolve within 3 to 5 rounds. But most isn't all. Some situations require more ammunition to stop determined attackers. After $3,000 in testing, 200 rounds fired, and 3 months of analysis, the data produced clear conclusions. Modern defensive 9mm ammunition performs identically to .45 ACP in all FBI measurable categories: penetration depth, expansion diameter, barrier performance, weight retention. 9mm provides higher capacity, lower recoil, reduced cost, and better training economics while matching terminal ballistics. The deadliest bullet isn't defined by diameter or marketing claims. It's determined by 4 factors working together. 1. Ammunition meeting FBI protocols for your specific barrel length. 2. Caliber. You can control for rapid, accurate follow-ups. 3. Platform you've trained extensively with and trust completely. 4. Consistent practice maintains your ability to deliver precise shots under stress. The verification experiment. Don't accept my conclusions on faith. Run the experiment yourself. Test a 9mm against a .45 yourself. Document your results. If your measurements contradict mine, share them in the comments. Real science invites scrutiny. Quality data withstands challenge. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Then drop a comment telling me, what caliber do you currently carry? Has this data changed your perspective? Will you take the verification challenge? In defensive situations, 3 things matter: shot placement, and shot placement. Everything else is secondary. Choose ammunition that meets FBI standards, practice consistently with it, and train to deliver precise hits under pressure. The testing proves that the 9mm equals larger calibers. Your training determines whether any caliber proves effective.